going on, beautiful ones? This is Happy Birthday Planet Earth, the guided co-creation with Barbara Marx Hubbard. Now, as I said before, I'm not a religious man, but this book has a profound message for everyone. Coexisting, co-creating, living in harmony, unifying. Right now we live in a very polluted, corrupt and violent world that needs to change. And we, the collective, make that change. Let's go. Thy kingdom will come. Thy will be done. Nothing that is unwilling to do the will of God can survive. Such is the design of creation. The will of God is pure goodness, pure love, pure power. It can only be inherited by those who freely choose it. This was the godly decision, to grant intelligent life the freedom to become co-creative with Him or to choose extinction. The design is irresistible. God's will be done. You have the choice of freely attuning to it so that your will and God's will are one, or of freely choosing not to attune, not to love God above all else, and your neighbor as yourself. The latter choice is your ticket to extinction. The tribulations will increase, and the selection process, the evil forces, will discriminate with ever greater refinement until a final selection is made in this stage of Earth's evolution. Jesus told you to be prepared at all times, for you know not when the quantum instant will come. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. Matthew. At one moment, all appears tranquil. In the next instant, all hell breaks loose. Suddenly, all is new. The selection process is not crude, but extremely refined, carefully weeding out among seemingly identical beings. How? By identifying and saving those who have become resistant to evil, those strains of human temperament who have withstood the diseases of the modern age, fear, hostility, guilt, alienation, by becoming centered in the holy place within each person wherein the higher self, the Holy Spirit, the voice of God, speaks constantly, lovingly to all people. How would the whole system select among its parts for those members capable of attuning to the whole? By a system of communication. In a cellular body, the DNA communicates the plan through a messenger RNA, who gets the template or pattern and goes forth among the macromolecules to attract those capable of identifying with, becoming identical with, the pattern carried by the RNA. The attracted molecules are drawn into the cell and are given complex instructions to perform highly specific functions within the cell. They self-transcend, not by leaping from moleculehood to cellhood, but by integration with other macromolecules in a new pattern which is greater than the sum of its parts. They transcend by synergistic cooperation. Within an embryonic organism, cells at first are multi-purpose and omniscient. Each cell carries the entire design for building the whole body. Cloning a body from a single cell is, therefore, possible. However, at a certain point in embryonic development, differentiation occurs. Each cell is signaled to perform a specialized organic task in cooperation with millions of other cells, also signaled to a specific function. Thus, all cells building eyes have a common but unique task. As cells serve to differentiate the whole body into ears, heart, brain, lungs, and other parts, they receive communication of exquisite refinement down to the tiniest detail. In a diseased or defective embryo, some of the cells make an error in following the design, the will of the DNA. The consequence for not following the genetic design is death of the whole embryo and all its parts. If the gestating organism is 95% perfect, that is normal, yet its heart valve doesn't work, or its little lungs don't expand, or it gets tangled in an umbilical life support system while making the transition down the birth canal, the whole organism dies. Little defects may pass through the final judgment on the work of the cells within the womb, but major defects will cause the process to abort and the organism to die. From the organism's point of view, evil has been done. From the point of view of the social body, evil has been prevented from contaminating the larger whole. Within a social body, human society and all life on planet Earth, some process of communication from the parts to the whole must also exist. We only recently discovered the mechanism of DNA, how the bodybuilding plan is communicated. We are still exploring how trillions of cells know how to build a living body in the womb, to go through the cataclysm of birth into a new environment, and then proceed to turn on their womb-built systems to operate in a seemingly hostile world. Alright, we're going to stop it there, and we will be back tomorrow with more Guided Co-Creation with Barbara Marx Hubbard.